Challenges remain as Congress attempts to prevent the EPA from expanding its regulatory authority of private property under its proposed Waters of the U.S. rule.
Farmers and ranchers attending the President's tour to Washington were briefed on the status of the Environmental Protection Agency's efforts to implement its proposed Waters of the U.S. rule under the Clean Water Act. The rule would expand its authority by broadening the definition of what is a navigable body of water to include dry ditches and stream beds such as this one. The Farm Bureau leaders were told time is running out to get the number of senators needed to block implementation of the rule by EPA this spring.
So EPA is clearly driving the bus. I understand that EPA has this proposal in concrete. They're not going to change it. The only way we're going to change it is to get Congress to intervene. Your congressional delegation, Mr. Bozeman specifically mentioned WOTUS. He is going to be a key person in this. Your congressional delegation is in the right place, but we are definitely going to have 60 members of the Senate.
The measure will need bipartisan support in the Senate to reach the 60 votes necessary for passage, and the clock is ticking.
It could go final as early as late April, early May. We have talked to both Senate and House folks about how to stop it. That's going to be a challenge. Again, we've got to come up with the 218, we've got to come up with the 60, and we've got to come up with the political will to do something about it. But it's going to be a dogfight from here on out.
First District Congressman Rick Crawford is concerned about how the proposal will affect farmers and private property owners.
This is a gross expansion of the Clean Water Act and regulatory authority under the Clean Water Act that didn't get any legislative consideration at all. This is purely an administrative prerogative that is bringing not only the EPA but the NRCS and the Corps of Engineers into what I call a regulatory triad, if you will, that further increases compliance costs for farmers across the country.
As the search for bipartisan support in the Senate continues, Parrish said efforts to prevent implementation of the rule will likely come through the budgetary process in the form of an amendment to an EPA appropriations bill or as a rider to a larger omnibus funding bill that would be difficult for the president to veto.